Today we see the fluid mechanics machinery unit number 2 flow. Presently working and giving the lecture on fluid flow. So myself Vayamade, presently working in Rajarshi Shahu Maharaj Polytechnic, Nasik. So let's start. So first is a fluid kinematics. So what do you mean fluid kinematics? So it is a branch of fluid mechanics which deals with study of velocity and acceleration of particle of fluid is in motion. So whenever fluid is in motion and that time study of that velocity and acceleration is called as fluid kinematics. Another ways, fluid kinematics is the study of how the fluid flow and how they describe the fluid motions. So this is a fluid kinematics. Next, so write down fluid kinematics. It is a branch of fluid mechanics which deals with study of velocity and acceleration of particle of fluid in motion. Fluid kinematics is the study of how the fluid flow and how to describe the fluid motions. So next, types of flow. So in fluid mechanics there is a different types of flow. In that, steady flow, unsteady flow, uniform flow, non-uniform flow, laminar flow, turbulent flow, compressible flow, incompressible flow, rotational flow, irrotational flow. So again I repeat, steady flow, unsteady flow, uniform flow, non-uniform flow, laminar flow, turbulent flow, compressible flow and incompressible flow, rotational flow and irrotational flow. So write down the types of flow. So let's start. Steady flow. The flow in which the flow is defined as the types of flow in which fluid characteristics like velocity, density, pressure do not change with time. So example is flow of canal. So in this flow, the fluid having following characteristics: velocity, density, and pressure, which is change with respect to time. Which is change with respect to time. That types of that type of that types of flow is called as steady flow. So this is the full example is flow through canal. So next, unsteady flow. The flow in which defined as the types of flow in which fluid characteristics like velocity, density, pressure at a point change with respect to time. So, unsteady flow means the flow characteristics does not change with time. So, flow through river. This is the example. Flow through river. So, write down steady flow and unsteady flow. So, next, uniform flow and non-uniform flow. So the uniform flow is defined as the types of flow in which velocity at a given time does not change with respect to space. Again, I repeat this uniform flow fluid of defined as the types of flow in which velocity at given time does not change with respect to space. For example, flow of water in pipe. So that is a uniform flow. And non-uniform flow, the flow is defined as the types of flow in which velocity at any given time change with respect to space. So basically these are the two types of uniform flow and non-uniform flow. So non-uniform flow, there is a flow of water in canal. So uniform flow in which defined as the types of flow, similarly velocity at given time does not change with respect to space. And non-uniform flow, velocity at given time change with respect to space. So write down. So next is laminar flow and turbulent flow. Laminar flow is defined as the types of flow in which fluid particle moves on well definite path. That is a flow of blood in veins. Best example of laminar flow. That means that the laminar flow in which the particle moves straight line or well defined path only. So that means given the path. So turbulent flow, in that the water flow or these types of flow, fluid particle moves in zigzag way, definitely zigzag way. So what is a zigzag way? So that means does not having well defined path. So write down. So next, so write down laminar flow and turbulent flow. So next is compressible flow and incompressible flow. The compressible flow is defined as the flow in which density is not constant. So that is a compressible flow. And incompressible flow in which the density is constant. That is a not compress. So basically these are the two types of flow, in which compressible flow and incompressible flow. So that is a the flow in which defined as the density is not constant. Similarly, the incompressible flow is defined as the flow in which density is constant. Write down compressible and incompressible. So next is rotational flow and irrotational flow. So rotational flow, it is defined as the types of flow in which fluid particle while flowing along streamline and rotate their own axis. That means whenever particle flows, that so that is a irrotation rotational flow, the flow in which the types of flow in which fluid particle moving along their streamline and rotate over their own axis. Similarly, irrotational flow, it is defined as the types of flow in which fluid particle moving along streamline and do not rotate about their own axis. So that is a irrotational flow. So write down rotational and irrotational flow. Irrotational flow in which these types of flow fluid particle moves then along axis. So write down this. So next, rate of flow. So it is denoted by Q and the name is discharge. The amount of fluid flow per second is called as rate of flow or discharge. So it is denoted by Q. So Q is equal to area into velocity. So in other ways, this called as Q is equal to, it is a product of area and velocity. Next, the SI unit is meter cube per second or liter per second. So that means that the amount of fluid flow per unit is called as rate of flow or discharge, and the area Q is equal to area into velocity. So SI unit is meter cube per second or liter per second. So write down. So how to the obtain the unit meter cube per second? So Q is equal to area meter cube and velocity per second. So again I repeat all procedures today. So first is what is the fluid kinematics? It deals with study of velocity and acceleration of particle or fluid in motion. Then how the fluid flow. Then describe the fluid motions. This is the types of flow: steady flow, unsteady flow, uniform flow, non-uniform flow, laminar flow, turbulent flow, compressible flow, incompressible flow, rotational flow, and irrotational flow. So that is a types of flow. So next, the flow in the flow is defined as the types of flow in which, so first is steady flow, unsteady flow. That is a density water density, velocity, pressure is constant, does not change with time. That is a change with time is unsteady, does not change, it is steady. So next is a uniform flow, non-uniform flow. So similarly, same concept, laminar flow, turbulent flow. Then next, compressible flow, incompressible flow, rotational flow, irrotational flow, and discharge. So that is, in next lecture we will study the Bernoulli's theorem. So thank you.